Hello and welcome to the Video Game Town Hall podcast, the podcast for Video Game Town. I'm your host and the mayor of VGT, Jared Russo, and here with me today is the man who is the engine, the machinery behind the website, makes it run, fuels the website, the creative genius that is Grant Bruner.
I think that's a little bit overselling it. Certainly this person who does work on the website. Certainly he does sweep up the website sometime.
The
All
sweeper.
that good stuff. The sweeper. Hashtag sweep challenge.
I have famously never been hyperbolic in my life, so everything I say is really just no.
It's been snowing. I tore myself to fucking shreds trying to dig out. It's real icy here. I don't know how you're in old New York, as they say. The Big Apple. I assume it's bad there too.
Yeah, it was single digits. It snowed a ton. I saw a car early one day, like trying to turn, and he like fishtailed, and he like kind of like spun out. They've been paving, doing the salt and like but there's huge snowbanks, and it's just sort of like a dead week. So
yeah, it's not great. And also, hey, stay safe out there. Don't overexert yourself. It's easy to overexert yourself in the snow trying to shovel, trying to dig, especially with this fucking ice. It's like a thick, like 1 to 2 inch layer of ice. Like, I even invested in a electric shovel that like blows it blows the snow out. So basically like a much more portable snow blower, and that's great early on when it was all snow. But the ice, there's nothing doing on that. It's all bad. But
we're not here. Use the shovel to smack the ice to break it up.
Well, I had to use, because I have a snow shovel, but it's a relatively lightweight. To get through the ice, I have to take like a metal shovel, like a digging shovel.
Yeah.
Do that, and then trying to break up the ice with that. And then, this isn't a metaphor, but I guess also, breaking up the ice, and then use the snow shovel to kind of, the big fucking chunks, get them out of there, so.
What do you think is going to be the first video game series to introduce a ice snow shovel that also like blows? Like you can like blast enemies away, but use it to smack enemies. Like it's ranged and close combat.
I mean, Shovel Knight is right there. What if they do Is there like a what's the spraying in the house the fucking what is it?
Power wash?
Simulator. Yeah. What if it's like a Power Wash Shovel Knight mashup? What if, Shovel Knight is in, like, every fucking video game. Why not have a Shovel Knight DLC?
Power Wash Simulator has had, like, Lara Croft's mansion, some Final Fantasy mechs and stuff. They've done collabs.
Lots of vehicles from Final Fantasy.
SpongeBob, you can do the Easter Island head and the bikini, or the pineapple and Patrick's Rock, yeah.
Here's my thing: if you're gonna have a SpongeBob thing now, you have to have the Ice Spice song, or it's no sale from me. Ice Spice, you have to have the kind of bad Ice Spice song, or I'm not interested in your SpongeBob thing.
Wow, Grant, there might be a lot of new listeners to the podcast, so I want you to tell the good people where you can find us on the internet before we dive into our 2026 predictions.
So we have a Patreon. If you like what you hear, we have a monthly episode that is available exclusively to Patreon subscribers who pay $5 and up, and we would love for you to do that. If you go to videogame.town/donate, you can find our Patreon. You can also find our Ko-fi. Or if you don't want to subscribe monthly, you can still throw us a few bucks, and we would certainly appreciate that. And then if you don't have like disposable income, we get it. It's tough out there. But if you like us and you want to support us, you can go and find our the links to our Apple Podcast page and our Spotify page. And if you can just rate us 5 stars or leave a nice review, we would appreciate that.
It's finally time to predict the future, something that humans have been pretty much categorically horrible at, and yet we keep doing it and investing a lot of money in predicting the future using and gambling apps.
I'm going to have to bleep all of those.
So, Grant, we're here to predict the future, something that humans are very bad at, but yeah, we do it anyways. Ball. Magic 8 Ball, Crystal Ball.
I'm wearing a ethnically ambiguous head wrap, and I have a crystal ball, and I have a fog machine, and we're gonna tell the future.
Nice. We'll attempt to. I have written down a whole bunch of fun predictions, some of them ranging from games announcements or release date type of things. Some of them are industry specific, and some of them are just sort of more general fun nonsense. How many did you write down? Because obviously I went overboard.
I have 8 that are all video game adjacent.
Okay.
My number 1, we will get an announcement this year in 2026. These are all for 2026, to be clear.
Yes, mine too.
We will get an announcement of Switch 2 Lite, and this is a combo. Not only will we get that, the Switch 2 main SKU will go up in price.
Oh, banana!
Spicy. I'm getting. I think some of these are more spicy than others. I think that one's a spicy one because I think I could have stopped at just Switch Lite 2, but I think it is. I think it's both.
I don't think there's another model coming out, but man, do I expect everything to go up in price, especially if the AI bubble collapses and we get a depression.
I think the Switch 2 Lite is inevitable. Whether or not it comes out in 2026, it is to be seen. But I don't see how Nintendo wants to maintain market share and not offer a lower price product by making it cheaper.
I just think it's too early.
I guess we'll see.
No console maker has ever done one of these a year out from their launch.
It's but we're in kind of uncharted territory, right? Because
no, we're not talking about Sony. We're talking about Nintendo. Got him.
Not only is like the whole market on its fucking head when you have like tariffs flipping everything out, where and getting RAM and all that shit is now super expensive because AI is a nightmare. And you have this push to like, hey, like people aren't able to afford stuff, and so buying is down. I think that and like not only is that, but we also have it's kind of uncharted territory with like this is only the second generation of hybrid consoles. So like it's not like we have a rich tradition of Nintendo's hybrid consoles. Like no, they did one before, and this is the second one. What that means in like the timeline of trying to just get something out that's cheaper to kind of keep sales up, I don't know. I guess we'll see. In fairness, it does say the Switch. My prediction does say Switch 2 Lite is announced, not necessarily that it ships in 2026.
Okay, all right. I think their strategy should be and will be release or announce more banger games to get people to buy this thing, even though I think the price is going up, because you are correct in that it's only the second generation of a hybrid console. Mm-hmm. It's been like 8 years of Switch and Switch Lite and Switch OLED and other companies. So like it feels like the industry has had like a good decade of these things sort of like, churning around. Okay, well, what if I were to hit you with Nintendo's slate for this year?
Okay, go for it.
I foresee a direct in which we get the anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. I believe it's been 40 years, or 35 or whatever. And just like Mario last year, we get a disappointing port in HD of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker.
Mm-hmm.
Then I foresee more Kirby games, Luigi's Mansion 4, a tease for something Smash Brothers related, and they're basically going to put all their chips on Pokemon Generation 10, Wind and Waves. Those are the major beats for this year, excluding the Mario Tennis game and Tamagotchi or whatever. Tomodachi. Tamagotchi? Tomodachi?
Tamagotchi Life. Tamagotchi is the little keychain pet.
Maybe a Wario thing tossed in there. I just don't think there's anything like legit like, oh my god, it's the new Mario, or like, oh my god, they have I don't know. I think they had DK. I think they had Pokemon games. I'm not getting my hopes up.
So I have here, this is relevant. My next one is Zelda Remake announced. I think that it is plausible that we get either the much-rumored Ocarina of Time remake.
Where did that rumor start? Where did that come from?
It's been around for a while.
That's horseshit.
Either that, or we get a Link's Awakening style remake of Link to the Past.
Okay, I could see A Link Between Worlds, A Link to the Past. I could see things like Kirby Planet Robobot, Like 3DS games or like older games getting the sort of like new treatment. I could see that definitely.
Making him in that chibi style.
Yeah, I could see stuff like that. I'd love to see Epic Yarn. I'd love to see World of the World.
Like, you know what? I watched Jeff Gerstmann a while ago. He had done, because he's been doing this long running. He's been basically like ranking every NES game.
It's a great bit.
Legitimately, like, I think it's good, and I think the series is good.
Tremendous content.
And I watched, because I looked at it. It had been a while since it's not like I watch it every week or whatever, or however often he puts it out. But I like to check in just every once in a while, say like, oh, what is his? Because he's through most of the library. Like, there's still a good chunk left, but he's through the vast majority of it. I was like surprised how high up Kirby's Adventure is.
Yeah, it's really good, dude.
He just really likes it. I think some of it is just like the baked-in moveset is really strong, and I think that sells. Based on years of watching Jeff Gerstmann, I think that is like one of the things that sells him is, does it feel good to move? Do you have a nice variety of movements in your 2D game? I think that is like the most straightforward way to make him like your video game is offer that, which is to say, make your game good.
He's 100% correct. This is such a tangent. He is 100% correct. That game is a really late NES game, and it feels modern. That is a really, like, I would say, like, a much, much further along in design and gameplay ethos for Nintendo. Like, that game, you're like, wow, this is, like, way better than, like, most NES games.
Let me read you his top game. This you can find this at, this is a fan-made site, but it's a really great, like, collection, and it brings you to, like, time-stamped videos where he's playing the games to rank them. So number 1, Mega Man 2. Number 2, Bionic Commando. Number 3, Super Mario Brothers. Number 4, Legend of Zelda. Number 5, Zelda 2. Number 6, Kirby's Adventures. Really, really high.
Is he going to finish with Super Mario Brothers 3?
I think, if I had to guess, that is probably going to be the last one.
I don't know if there's any game that everyone on the internet basically disagrees. It's like, this is the best game on the console. Like, no,
certainly, like, I would certainly hear you out on The Legend of Zelda is the best game, but Super Mario Brothers 3 is incredible, and I think is also an easy. I could be sold on both of The Legend of Zelda and Super Mario Brothers 3.
Before I get into my next prediction, I can't award any game that has, like, you have to bomb invisible parts of the map. Like, It's Metroid and it's Zelda. Like, those games started with, like, how was I supposed to know that this wall was bombable? I don't know. You have to just know that. No, I don't, Nintendo. I don't want to call your fucking hotline to find out that this random wall could be broken into a billion pieces with a bomb. Bad. Dumb. Bad.
They were inventing genres, Jared.
And Super Mario Bros. 3 perfected it. Thank you. Actually, wait, no, it's not my turn. Is it your turn?
Well, I had just given Zelda Remake.
Right. Okay.
As an add-on to yours, which is that, okay. Like, I would believe a Zelda Remake, either the Ocarina of Time or a chibi style remake of the older games.
I just think the internet has just been clamoring for this Ocarina remake, and I think it is something that they've manifested that Nintendo has paid zero attention to. And unlike Square and Final Fantasy VII, they're not going to be bullied into doing it. They're going to be doing their own thing.
They already remade the game, like, which is to say that, like, they're willing to do it.
I don't know. I just have a feeling they're just working on other stuff.
And they also, like, have released other remakes. Like, I think that it is something that they know that Ocarina of Time has the juice. Like, they're not stupid.
They might be stupid. But here's my next prediction.
Okay.
This one is more industry focused, which, by the way, is my favorite conversation to have on this podcast, is anytime we get to talk about the industry.
Hashtag the industry.
I think Phil Spencer's out as the head of Xbox by the end of the year. I think he's gone.
Yeah, I think that's a solid prediction. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know if it is 2026. My crystal ball says ask again later. But I do think that his time is limited because, like, what more is, he's been there for a while now. Like, we're getting there. Has he been there a decade? Like, it has to. Or, I mean, in the top spot. He's been there. He's been at Xbox much longer, but I mean, in the top spot.
As the head of Xbox, it's been more than a decade.
Okay, so it's like he's been there a long time. His best years are behind him now. why not get out, right? Like, unless there is a specific stock reason to stay, why not leave?
He's been at Microsoft for more than 20 years.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling that the Sarah Bond, Aaron Greenberg, Phil Spencer, they were everywhere. Game Awards, every E3 or non-E3. Like, they were ever present. And ever since Microsoft basically was like, that's it, time's up. We're now investing all of our chips into AI. Everyone needs to make profit margins of 30% or higher. Like, we're no longer willing to give anyone the benefit of the doubt. Time to pay up. Let's go.
I mean, he's not able to dupe people with his video game T-shirts anymore, which I always found obnoxious. Like, the way that, like, I mean, whatever, him pandering is fine. Like, that's his prerogative to try to sell his brand. But how easily people were manipulated to like him before everything went sideways. And I'm like, you people are suckers. You people are fucking suckers.
He worked on Voodoo Vince.
Suckers.
Yeah, I just think there's going to be like a whole like what was the name of the Don Matrick?
A
Don Matrick type person will just be brought in, and they'll just strip everything for parts. They'll just stop making consoles. They'll only be a third party publisher. They'll just keep firing people. They'll sell off IPs. Like, they will just strip mine it for parts and slap Copilot onto everything until the AI bubble pops and there's a Great Depression Part 2.
It's going to get worse for Xbox, I think is a fair prediction to make.
For everyone.
I think that the name still is probably worth it enough that they continue trying to, like, release a PC, a fancy PC that has the word Xbox written on it. Like, I think that they keep the name Xbox, but I think the writing's pretty clearly on the wall that Xbox as we know it is donezo.
They will never win. They could have never won. And they will pay other companies to just make things, and they'll slap their name on it until those things don't sell enough that they say, you know what? We're just Activision now. We've always been Activision.
And then in 15 years, you bring it back and you sell it to a bunch of chumps who are nostalgic for their youth.
I just have a feeling that, like, at a certain point, there's just going to be like a sort of floating digital cloud store, and if anything has a CPU and a GPU in it, whether it be a TV or a tablet or a phone, that's just where your games will be played.
Well, Jared, that's an Xbox. Have you learned nothing?
No, it's not. Shut up, Microsoft.
My next prediction is Sony announces a new handheld. I think that in 2026 we get the handheld, and I think based on what like the rumblings have been, and also not just like rumblings like you hear in the background, but also the things that are actually available in the PS5 operating system right now, which is that some games have a low power mode, which is like they're going to ship a thing that allows you to play some subset of PlayStation 4/PlayStation 5 games that are enabled or whatever. I think that's pretty straightforward. That they're going to do that. The Portal was like kind of shockingly successful, and they're going to instead of splitting it and be it a PSP or a Vita, they're going to have you can play a subset of PS5/PS4 games on this handheld.
That's bold. I don't know why. I just don't think they have the stomach or the appetite to make hardware where you're going to have to sell it for a crazy price. Because
the Portal is kind of at a crazy price for what you get.
But, like, to have that thing be on, like, the go, like a Switch, like, I don't know, man.
I mean, I think that
the math ain't math.
It is safe to say that that it is being worked on. Whether or not it comes to market is a separate thing.
Yeah,
I think it is beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is like a thing that is being R&D'd.
I just think realistically, most of these companies who are releasing hardware, like the Steam Machine, they're going to have to start pricing these things.
Oh, Jared, I have a Steam Machine prediction.
I know you do. At like iPhone amounts, like $700, $800, $900 more, $1,000, and like no one wants to see that. No one wants to see a 2x jump from when the 2020 those consoles came out. And yet it's just like, well, that's just economics now. Like, you have to sell a thing that costs way too much that is a luxury item. And it's like, consoles don't go down in price over time now. They go up in price, which is like so fucking upside down. I'm not sure anyone has the, like, I feel like PS6 is getting pushed back a year, 2, 3.
Yeah,
There's
been some recent noise on does it get pushed back. I wouldn't be surprised. This generation has kind of been a lost generation, right? It's not, the industry has not been in a great spot for pretty
COVID,
much
now tariffs, but like there's also just been like way fewer releases, like first party releases,
because everything takes forever to make now.
But also there's fewer companies. Like companies are eating each other,
consolidating.
So like it feels like absolutely just like, you know what, PS5 games look great. You don't need to go any further. I don't need a new box. Just keep releasing games. Like make a ton of money.
I think we're at the point where console generations can go longer. Where it's not to say that like there aren't improvements. There are like unambiguously there are improvements. Like you can make improvements. It's like the cost benefit analysis is no longer making sense at the 7-year mark. Like it starts being like, oh, buying another machine when I feel like the PS5 has never really had its like. I think the PS5 is a good machine and I use it a fair bit, but it has not hit PS4 levels, and
nothing ever will.
I wouldn't say it has not hit PS3 levels in terms of like number of games that I feel very strongly about.
Output and sales wise. I mean, like here's the problem is that they're still releasing games for PS4 because people aren't like upgrading at the rates from console to console like they used to, because obviously now everyone just plays fucking Roblox and Fortnite and you can just play that on whatever. But I cannot fucking fathom having to do another year of like PS6 release date rumors, like PS6 spec rumors, PS6, price rumor. Like, is anyone prepared for that? Like, no one wants that shit.
Yeah, that's just that's the meat and potatoes. It's the second that the PS5 shipped, it was what is PS6. That's just the way it always is.
I can't.
What's your next?
My next prediction. There is going to be a big controversy over a game nominated at the Game Awards and other outlets, possibly Slay the Spire 2, but there's going to be some game that's in early access, and some people are going to go, it's not out yet. It's still being worked on, but it gets all these nominations, and then other people are going to be like, no, you can't do that. Like, I feel
Have we not moved past that yet?
I think there's going to be like a whole, because I remember hearing, not at last year's 25's Game of the Year podcast. I remember in 24, people were like, Hades 2. Oh my god, you go up the mountain and it's like, that game's not out. And it's like, well, I want to talk about, I feel like that might be coming to a breaking point. I think something's going to happen where a game's in early access like Slay the Spire 2, and a lot of people are going to want to give it awards, and a lot of people are going to be like, you can't do that. The game's not out. It's not 1.0. And it's like, well, who cares? I paid money for it. And then we all argue.
I am of two minds, because I feel like for my personal lists, I feel like I am loath to put something on before it is 1.0. However, if you are charging money for a thing,
then it's out.
It's out.
Yeah. I'm just saying the internet will get into a controversy about something like Slay the Spire 2 for Game of the Year awards.
Yeah, sure.
And then Jeff Keighley is like, nominated for Game of the Year, Slay the Spire 2. And it's like, but it's not a game. It's not 1.0. And then everyone yells at each other. Like they did with Shadow of the Erdtree. Remember that? They nominated the DLC.
I do think it's weird to put DLC in a full game. It's weird.
So do I.
I just think it's a weird thing, and
I agree. 100%.
I mean, categories are dumb, but it's dumb. It's all dumb, but it does feel weird.
No, I think it's bad. They should have a best DLC or expansion category. They really need to clean up the action adventure. Like, what the fuck is that? I mean, that's the Game Awards specific, but I could see this happening with Golden Joysticks, IGN. Jive, like I could see it happening with.
Ultimately,
many places.
Nothing really matters, but it does seem odd to put in an expansion. If it was a standalone game, then I think that Uncharted had its standalone game.
Lost Legacy.
Like it's a thing that you don't need to buy the other thing. If you play it, it's its own thing. I think if it was that, then I think okay, fine, sure, but. It's a dog. You've got some DLC there. That's not a game. That is an expansion.
I mean, like this prediction also sort of encompasses like a mod like Fallout London or like the Star Wars mod of Starfield. Like I feel like something is going to like hit critical mass, and there's going to be like a split where some people are like, I count it, and some people are going to be like, the fuck you do. Like that's insane. That's just what I predict. That's what I predict.
I do think that's a decent one. is, hey, there's going to be some bullshit is a good,
but specifically around like
categorizing.
Categorize.
My next one is Steam Machine launches with a SKU between 1,199 and 1,350. So this is about a $150 window that I'm giving it, which I feel is precise enough to be not a bullshit prediction.
Where's Half-Life?
I don't know
if
Half-Life is coming. We'll see.
Where is it, Grant?
It's a sparkle in Gabe Newell's eye.
I only want to know one thing about Valve. I don't care about what they're releasing.
That's how many yachts can selling hats get you.
Yeah. No, I honestly, they're doing a thing and a controller and a VR. That's great. I care about one thing. Are you going to sell this thing with a Half-Life game as its, like, killer app, as a console exclusive? Because otherwise, fuck right off.
I don't, listen, I really like the Steam Deck. I think that I
love my Steam Deck.
I think that pushing into it and making Linux a real deal, you can play games on Linux, and here's how. It's super easy, it's super straightforward. I think that would be good. Let me tell you, this says, I'm looking up here, I typed in Gabe Newell number of yachts. I don't know, but it does seem like he has...
It's not 3.
6. I think he owns 6 yachts.
No, he can't count more than 2. He can't count the 3.
I can't vouch for how true this is. This is just these are just websites, but it says Gabe Newell owns 6 luxury yachts valued at nearly $1 billion. That's too many. Jared, what do you need more than one yacht for? What could you possibly need 6 yachts for?
A yacht for every sea. A yacht for every ocean. Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean.
It's too many. Gabe Newell, what if you use some of that yacht money to make Steam have fewer Nazis? What if you did that?
Too many yachts.
But Steam Machines coming, and they're going to be more expensive than people want them to be.
Marathon is a disaster, and then Sony gets cold feet and cancels Fair Games.
I would believe you if they said, if I woke up tomorrow and saw a headline that's like Fair Games with a $sign is canceled. I would say, yeah, sure, yeah, of course, because I don't even know what the fuck that video game is at this point.
No one does.
But I am less bought into that it is like that Marathon is like a Conquered level catastrophe. If the prediction was Marathon is way underperforms, I go, yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. They have expectations that it doesn't meet those expectations by a significant margin, probably. I don't think it will be we stop selling this game, you can't get this game anymore level of catastrophe.
No.
But I mean, that's literally what happened the last time.
I think it'll be as bad as Destiny 1 launched. Like, they don't launch games anymore. It takes them a while to, like, get it to be good. This is going to come out a little underbaked, and people are going to be, like, wishy-washy about it. And then there'll be an article where it's like, oh, the number of Steam concurrents is XYZ, if it even launches on Steam. And then, I
think it does. I think that they have said it's coming to PC, too.
I just have a real, like, high guard, like, that's getting reviewed bomb as we speak. And this episode isn't going to come out until, like, a week from when we're recording it. So, like, we'll probably know more about, like, what's going on with more, new live service. I just think there's going to be a lot of Arc Raider ripoffs, because, like, Arc Raiders did well, so there's going to be a lot of people trying to rip that off, and it's just going to leave, like, another year of, like, well, we tried with Concord, we tried with High Guard, we tried with Marathon, and, like, we're just going to have to get rid of Fair Games. They got rid of Contraband. Remember Contraband from the Just Cause people? Like, that died.
I'm going to send you a link to the PlayStation Store.
Okay.
For Marathon. You could also just find it by typing in Marathon. Look at the key art, like scroll down to editions, and tell me that the key art and like the logo treatment don't slap. I look at that and I'm like, fucking yeah, that's video games right there, baby.
Does key art or box art ever actually move the needle? Like,
I'm not saying whether or not it means anything. I'm saying is like me looking at it as a piece of art. I think that looks great, and I think the logo treatment's really cool.
It looks cool, but I bet you it's probably work that was stolen from other artists.
I think, like, listen, obviously that's a problem and is not a good thing, but I think that they have probably gone in and said, okay, we need to get rid of all that.
There was so much hoopla about, like, Bioshock Infinite's cover and, like, executives being like, we gotta have a guy with a gun on GameStop covers. And then The Last of Us came out and it was like a 14-year-old girl, and like that sold a bunch. So it's like
I'm not making an argument that will make the game successful. I'm just saying I looked at that key art when I was on, because it was featured on the main PlayStation Store a couple of days ago as we were recording this. It's not currently on there, but I saw it and I'm like, oh fuck, that's cool looking. I like the way that looks.
Yeah, I just think this whole genre is going to come to a very sad, slow black hole.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it was like a smash hit. I think for me the most likely outcome is that it comes out and it's like okay but disappointing.
All right, what's your next prediction?
The crackdown on adult content gets worse, and an existing game that has been published, a game or games, will be removed from a platform to comply with the crackdown. And I don't mean like, an itch.io. I mean like PlayStation or Xbox or something. Like a game that was already published will be pulled because the crackdown, the like puritanical crackdown will get worse.
Does that count Nintendo getting rid of like hentai stuff?
I mean, if they pushed a button and said all of it's gone, then I say yeah. Okay.
That's a good Well, you know where the last game that got taken off of a store like that was Cyberpunk.
Oof. They really fucked that shit up. They
sure did.
They did a bad job.
I want to find a way to poke a hole in this, but yeah.
I think that is unfortunately where we're at, is that it is increasingly difficult. Like, not only am I running everything through VPNs at all times, it's like, I have to make sure that my endpoint of my VPN is not in a state where like, you can't go to this website, or like you have to log in first because age gates. It's bad. It's bad out there, dude.
It's gonna get a lot worse. The internet's gonna have to go through a real reckoning to not be whatever the fuck it is now.
Yeah.
This is gonna be something you disagree with.
Ooh.
Strauss Zelnick is gonna force Rockstar to release GTA 6 this year.
Okay.
For monetary reasons. He's not gonna give them any more leeway. The game's coming out. Doesn't matter whether you want to be a perfectionist or not. It's coming out. And that will cause a huge rift in delays where all these games that were coming out are going to avoid it like the plague. And it's going to be a weird fall winter. That's what I predict.
I am agnostic on whether or not it actually comes out this year, or whether or not it gets pushed to early 2027. I think either one is like equally likely, or roughly equally likely at this point. Based on what we know. But I will say, I think that Grand Theft Auto series is so big that they give them an infinite amount of leash. I think that they just get to do whatever they want.
There's going to be enough people high up within 2K who are afraid of like this meme of like, when is it coming out? When is it coming out? When is it coming out? And they're going to be afraid of when a possible recession hits. And they're going to be like, you know what? We need, like, this game needs to release. We're going to cash out before, like, the world burns.
You're making a lot of assumptions that the world isn't going to burn down before the current release date of GTA 6.
I just think that GTA 5 came out and the online didn't work. And that game was fine. And it sold 8 trillion copies.
It still is one of the, like, when you see, like, top-selling games.
Yeah.
In, like, 2025, it'll be like, oh yeah, number 6, Grand Theft Auto 5, a game from the 360 and PS3.
They will push to release it, and the single player will work, but the online might be completely fucked, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're bulletproof. So.
How fucked is it, Jared, that we went from 3 Grand Theft Autos on a single... I mean, honestly, it's more than that, because there was like the city stories or whatever. Yeah. But like 3 main lines on a single platform to the PS4 and Xbox One generation just didn't have a Grand Theft Auto at all.
Dude, you could say that about literally every company. Like, we used to get a Ratchet and Clank every year, and we used to get this every year. It's like, yeah, because making games for PS2 was a lot easier. It's a lot simpler.
It's a bummer. But I also have a Rockstar GTA prediction.
Oh,
and that is Rockstar steps in it while marketing GTA 6, does something very offensive.
You mean like union busting?
Well, I mean, yes, obviously their business practices are not good. But I mean, they, like, try to turn some nightmare world we're living in as a marketing thing, be it, you know, like, obviously the ICE stuff is, like, a big problem right now, but, like, something about immigration, they do something and everybody just is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, there's gonna be, like, 8,000 think pieces about, like, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? Is in such bad taste. I think that it is likely that they do something very stupid when marketing GTA 6.
That is a really good prediction. I could see them like, we got the Hawk Tuah girl, and then she says something, and then it's like, we got it, pull her out. That's really good. That's really good. You know what's funny? I was tooling around with something like that with Fortnite, but I thought more of like, Fortnite puts in Taylor Swift or Bad Bunny, and then in game there's like a protest. And then, because, like, Bad Bunny's performing at the halftime show, and, like, that would cause, like, a thing, but I, like, couldn't quite form it, so I think what you did is actually more elegant.
Jared, we have to have a Taylor Swift sidebar now. And
Why?
I don't know if the Taylor Swift fan is in the room with you now.
Yes, but not listening.
I have had the experience of, because her last album got kind of mad reviews, I feel like the cultural cachet of Taylor Swift has, obviously, she's still very successful and very popular, but I feel like it has dipped. Is that your sense as living with a Swiftie?
No. As someone marrying the world's biggest Taylor Swift fan, short of stalking, Travis Kelce's going to retire. She's going to marry him, immediately have a baby, and that baby will be the most famous baby since the Charles Lindbergh baby. So you think her popularity is... No, dude. No, it is not. It is only going to get bigger from here. Trust me.
I think the thing is, like, I don't live with a huge Swiftie. I live with a mild to barely tracking Swiftie. But I like know people who are Swiftie and Swiftie adjacent, and when the previous album came out, it was like, it's all I've listened to for the last month. And this album comes out, and there's like not a peep from them.
I mean, yes, that's anecdotal, and I can't refute that.
Sure,
I would say that
right.
the reviews for Tortured Poets were more like, what the fuck is this? And then this one, like, it was more catchy, fun pop tunes, and like, even I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Will any of these albums be as good as like the originals? No, because, spoilers, no artist's works will ever be as good as the old ones. In no one's mind are they like, late Bob Dylan's better than the early... No, that's never gonna happen.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes you get some really good shit late in an artist's career where it's like, they're no longer... beholden to anyone, and they can just make fucking like weird art that they like.
Oh, like Francis Ford Coppola and Megalopolis.
Sure, but like, listen though, like, listen. Obviously, it's not The Godfather. But wouldn't you rather have him make his insane monstrosity than him make some bullshit? Than him make his whatever Dracula horseshit that everybody hated? Like, wouldn't you rather have this?
I don't think people hate Bram Stoker's Dracula. I think they hated like Tetra. And, like, the black and white thing he did, like, in the early 2000s or whatever, like...
But, like, like him fizzling out slowly is boring and sucks. Him making an explosion of a movie, that's awesome.
But, honestly, the only people who were, like, on board and, like, laughing at him, not with him, are, like, movie nerds, like, cinephiles and film critics, and, like, people who love watching The Room in person. Like, those are the only two camps that, like, are really on board. Otherwise, everyone's, like, out.
I haven't seen it because I don't really see movies in theaters almost ever. And then he also, like, it's not, you can't get it. I looked at some point and it's like not available, or like you have to like import a foreign Blu-ray or something, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. But I am spiritually on board, even if I have not seen it to date. I am on board with, yeah, hey old man, make some weird stuff.
It looks like crap, and the whole thing is fucking preposterous. Alright, I have another one for you.
Yeah.
Neil Druckmann is going to leave Naughty Dog to pursue a career in filmmaking, and nothing good in particular will come out of it.
I would believe it. I think he does leave Naughty Dog I don't think he leaves before the current project is done. I think he sees out whatever the next project is and then leaves. I think would probably be my bet.
I could see him announcing that he's like, I'm making a passion project I've always wanted to see, and it's going to be another ham-fisted Israel-Palestine conflict metaphor and be really bad.
EA closes and or merges all of the non-sport studios.
Ooh. I was wondering about Netflix and Warner Brother Games and EA and the Saudis. I was like, or even Ubisoft. I was wondering, I was like, there's going to be something, one of these is going to collapse, but I couldn't quite frame it.
Yeah, I mean, like, who knows what it looks like? I don't know, but like, I think that we see, saying all is probably too much. But if they close a fuckload of studios, I will not be surprised at all.
I mean, they would close Respawn because they're stupid. They would keep DICE for Battlefield. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't even know who else they own. I mean, they work with Joseph Ferris, but like that's like a different thing.
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
All right, I have another one. Persona 6 is teased, and then that's it, and everyone gets super pissed.
Okay.
Where's Persona? Why is it this color? People get upset at like a tease for Persona 6 because like that's all they do. They show up at the Game Awards in December and they're like, "Here's a teaser," and it like just enrages everyone.
Yeah. I think it is very likely that we see that it is announced. I think it is almost impossible that Persona 6 releases in 2026.
Do you remember the Game Awards where they showed a 30-second nothing teaser for Sekiro, but they didn't even say it was Sekiro? They just said, here's the next from FromSoft, and everyone thought it was like Bloodborne in Japan, and it was like that, like, oh, come on, show me more! Like, I feel like that might be happening where they're like, tee-hee-hee, there's a countdown timer, and then they just show the logo, and everyone's like, that's it? I can see that happening.
Yeah. Okay, sure. I would believe that. I would believe that they do something that's kind of annoying. And that is believable. Atlas loves to do kind of annoying things. My final one. At least one Microsoft-owned studio is sold or spun out as an independent studio.
Why do I have a feeling it's Double Fine?
Double Fine is what I am most scared of. Microsoft owns a bunch of studios that I like and care about. Double Fine is the one that I'm like, if you fuck this up, Microsoft, like, oh, I will be so mad if you fuck this up. Double Fine has like so many ups and downs, and listen, I am against consolidation and have been on the record of being anti-consolidation for everything, but I'm just like, if there's one thing that I wish would just like fucking chill out and let them make games and not like pull their hair out on where money comes from. Like, let them just make fucking games. Let them chill out and make games is my plea to Microsoft re Double Fine.
I just have a feeling Microsoft's going to want to cut to the bone, and they're going to do to Double Fine what they did to, oh god, what's the name of the studio that everyone loved that did Hi-Fi Rush?
Yeah, Tango Gameworks.
Tango Gameworks. They're going to say their games don't sell. And that's going to be, like, you have to sell. You have to be making money. If you're not making money, if you don't sell, why are you here? And that's going to be their mandate. I have a feeling that's hey, all right, we'll do Kiln, we'll show up, and then, like, the game needs to sell.
Yeah. I hope that they survive and are not set on fire. Or at least, if they get cut, then they at least have the opportunity to go indie or whatever. Or, like, listen, like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Weirder things have happened. Then, like, you sell it to somebody, to some other big, like, you sell it to Sony or whatever. Like, something. Like, keep them around. They, like, how much could it possibly cost? It's such a, like, a nice prestige legacy thing.
I think in this modern age of, like, we can't trick the stock market to get the line to go up. Like, we actually have to be profitable now because, like, Netflix fucked it over for everyone. Like, they're no longer... I have a feeling it's just going to be, like, you need to be... Always be selling. Always be selling. Always be closing. ABC. Always be closing.
Coffee is for closers only. That's
right. What's your name? Fuck you! That's my name! Finally, I thought about maybe the Witcher 3 DLC that comes out is that controversial thing that like gets nominated for a Game Award. And I was like, or maybe there's like a game we haven't heard of gets announced and then wins Game of the Year, 3 months later. I was like, let me do something fun, because all these are very pessimistic. I think this year is the year of Capcom, and that RE9 is a Game of the Year frontrunner. Pragmata's good. We see more Mega Man. The new season of Street Fighter has Dudley, And then they're like, oh, hey, also here's like Code Veronica /Zero remake, and it looks fucking awesome, and it's coming out next, February. And Capcom is just like, everyone is just applauding Capcom. We're like, yeah, Capcom, we love you. And they're like, what if we did more DMC? And we're like, yeah. That's my prediction, just because I want it to happen.
And then they go,
Beautiful Joe!
We've canceled Marvel Token, and we're doing another Marvel vs. Capcom!
They're not making Marvel Token.
That's what I'm saying. We got it canceled, and now we're making MVC.
Darkstalkers is back! Oh my god!
I mean, that is for sure. Darkstalkers has to be the number one break glass in case of emergency, right? That's the one. Like that is the thing that people like bellyache incessantly about, right?
They would probably put Darkstalker characters in Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
In the same way that they brought over Terry and Mai, which is the first time that Street Fighter proper has done like crossover characters. Like Tekken's done it forever, Soul Calibur's done it forever, Smash Brothers done it forever. Street Fighter has never done it in its own games, only in like Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which had ugly, fat, sad Mega Man and like,
But Street Fighter Cross Tekken is happening any day now.
Tekken Cross Street Fighter, no, because that's Bandai Namco.
But any day now.
No, that game's dead. And Harada left, so no, it's never gonna happen. I also thought about doing something. I really wanted to do something with Netflix and Warner Brother Games, and like they sell it off, and like someone buys NetherRealm, and like, oh, they're working on Injustice 3 and has Watchmen characters. Like I wanted to go like crazy or whatever. Or like, oh, we get a tease of Final Fantasy VII Part 3 or Final Fantasy 9 remake, but I couldn't quite formulate. Anything else on your mind?
No, I think that's it. I think those are my predictions.
All right, well, Grant, we don't have a lot of time left. Are there any games that you've played that you would like to mention? Because I really only have Fire Emblem on the Game Boy Advance.
I have been playing a significant amount of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade on the Switch 2, and I'm happy to say that that's a really good version of the game. And obviously it is not as graphically adept as the PlayStation 5 version or a PC with high specs, but I will say it's been a really, really solid experience. And if you've never had the opportunity to play it and you have a Switch 2, now's your chance. Now's your chance to do it. It's been really fantastic. And I will say I've been also been playing a lot of the Sam & Max Telltale games. The rights to them went to a kind of a conglomerate called Skunk Ape Games, which are some people who used to work at Telltale before Telltale went boom. And they have like lovingly rejiggered them for modern platforms, and I've been playing a lot of them, and they're really good. And you can get all three of the Telltale ones done, redone, re-released for $45, and I think that's a pretty good deal. And I would recommend you do that.
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. You can find us on Blue Sky, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, Ko-Fi, and of course wherever. If you're listening to this on YouTube, that's fine. If you're listening to this on the website, that's fine. But we're also on pretty much anywhere you can listen to podcasts. It's also available, so definitely check that out. We would appreciate if you left a review. And until next time, who knows what the future will hold? I do know that in the next few weeks, the uploads will be some interviews I've done on the side because I'll be on vacation, and all sorts of fun surprises. I mean, we had Jenna Stieber from formerly Polygon, but her own stuff now. There might be some more special guests coming up. Who knows? We will see. That's what we call a tease in the business. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.